Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Humanitarian Horizons. Christina DiArcangelo Unveiled. Today, we're diving into something that is often misunderstood and frankly judged far too quickly. We're talking about the psychology of abuse, and more specifically, why victims stay silent. One of the most common questions people ask is, why didn't they just leave? And while this question might come from a place of confusion, it often also reveals a deep misunderstanding about what abuse actually does to a person. Because the truth is, leaving is the hardest and sometimes the most dangerous part. Abuse is not just physical, it is psychological, emotional, financial, and deeply controlling. Over time, it changes how a person thinks, feels, and sees the world. It creates fear, dependency, confusion, and often a loss of identity. And this applies not only to domestic violence situations, but also to elder abuse, caregiver abuse, and family dynamics. The first reason why victims stay silent is fear. Fear of retaliation, violence, being hurt, or someone they love being hurt. And in many cases, those fears are not hypothetical. They are based on real threats that have already been made. So silence becomes survival. The second reason is dependency. This is especially true in elder abuse cases. The abuser may control money, medication, transportation, food, access to communication, healthcare. So the victim is left asking, if I leave, how do I survive? The third reason is manipulation. Abusers often gaslight, isolate, and undermine confidence. They make the victim believe this is your fault. No one will believe you. You have no one else. And over time, the victim starts to believe it. The fourth key reason is shame and stigma. Another thing to think about. Victims often feel embarrassed, guilty, afraid of being judged, especially when the abuser is someone they know, like a family member or someone they trusted. So instead of speaking out, they stay quiet. The fifth reason is system failure. And finally, we have something to talk about system failure. When victims do speak up, they are sometimes dismissed, they are not believed, or they're told they don't meet the criteria for help. So this just reinforces staying silent. It's also very frustrating for the victim to try to work through these things, follow the processes that are set forth, whether they're on the internet or being verbally said to the victim, and then there's a system failure. So instead of asking, why didn't they leave? We should be asking, what made it so hard for them to leave? What support did they not have? What systems have failed them? Because that's where the real change begins. If you're listening to this, here's what I want you to do. Pay attention to subtle signs. Listen without judgment. Believe people when they share their experiences. Because if you suspect abuse, speak up, document, and help connect the victim with resources. Because sometimes you may only be the only voice that's helping them. Abuse thrives in silence, but awareness and action can break the cycle. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for choosing to understand instead of judge. This is Humanitarian Horizons, Christina DiArcangelo Unveiled, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.